Hello guys. So I'm not trying to become some famous video blogger, promise. But one thing that has been on my mind that sometimes I feel like is easier to talk about than convey on a piece of paper is intensity. One of the biggest things I run into as an online coach is making sure that my clients are training with intensity. And I've seen it a lot lately. It's been on my heart this week about, okay, how can I make sure that clients are training with intensity? And one way to do that is education. So I want to talk about intensity. This is Intensity Video Blog, part 1, okay? We'll have several parts, as long as I can keep coming up with things. So through a quick Google search of the word intensity, it is defined as great strength, extreme force. Yes, I have notes right here. Extreme force, great strength, or a mentality of being highly concentrated. All those three things can certainly be applied to your training. Absolutely. Training intensity is a way of measurement. It's a way that we can measure the amount of energy your body is expending during your training session. So when we talk about intensity, we're referring to intensity with your training. We're referring to how much energy you're expending when you work out. So how hard you're actually training. This doesn't mean, okay, so I think naturally people's minds go to, oh, I've got to go do HIIT training, high intensity interval training. No, it does not mean that. There are several ways that you can increase your training intensity that your coach should be doing for you when they're programming your training sessions, without having to do high intensity interval training cardio sessions. There are different ways. Bottom line is you just need to be training hard. Your workouts are supposed to be difficult. They are supposed to be challenging. That's one thing that I've never really quite understood with the client-trainer relationship, is when I'm training a client and a client gets frustrated with themselves because the workout is hard and they say, why is this so hard for me? Well, it's supposed to be hard. If you were paying me to train you and your workouts are easy, then you're wasting your money. So your workouts should be hard. Your muscle should be in a state of being uncomfortable. When you're comfortable when you train, you're not going hard enough and you're not really helping yourself in any way, okay? So with the new age of online training, that's my biggest concern. I can program intensity all day. I can tell you to increase the weight all day. I can change up the tempo of your exercises. But are you doing it? Are you actually challenging yourself? So on another note of that too is, even if your coach didn't write anything in a solid program, if it was the most pitiful training programs of the pitifulest, it was the poorliest, is that even a word, worst training program ever created in the history of man, if you did it with intensity, you would see results. I don't think you can argue with that. I really think that if you train with the worst training program in the history of man and you did it with intensity, you would see results. So, how do we teach intensity? I'd love to hear thoughts from other coaches about how they teach intensity. So one of my things is what I hear from my clients is, especially my females, I sense that they're afraid. They say, well, when do I know to increase the weight? How do I increase it? How much do I increase it? When do I do more reps? Bottom line is just do it. Don't think so much. Get out of your head. Don't think so much and just do it. Obviously, please be responsible if you don't have a spot and you're trying to squat more weight and you're unsure, please be responsible. But just do it. Just pick up a heavier weight and lift it. The worst that could happen is that you fail. And failure is actually a great way to train. Failure is a great measurement of whether or not you're going heavy enough. One thing you could how you could determine whether or not you're going heavy enough is you could say, if I'm not reaching failure on every set, then I'm probably not going heavy enough. Most of the time, I tell clients the last 2 to 3 reps should be extremely challenging. I mean, like, this hurts, but I can do it with good form, but this hurts. That's how the last 2 to 3 reps should be. So here's my challenge to you in intensity part 1. I want you to go to the gym, and I want you to pick up the weight that you've been doing for 8 reps. Okay, what have you logged on your training program? You're doing this rep. You've been doing this weight for a solid 8 reps. I want you to do that weight that you're using for that 8 reps, and I want you to do as many reps as you can with that weight. I'm willing to bet that you're going to get way more than 8 reps. And I'd love to know. So that's my challenge. I'm really going to work on teaching you to train with intensity. And I hope this helps. I hope that you go to the gym and you actually do it. And I would love for you to tell me that you did it and tell me what happened. If you've actually been training with intensity and you find that 8 reps you're using the exact weight, great, good for you. Keep doing that. But if you find that you can do 15 to 20 reps, even 12 good reps with that 8, increase your weight and see what happens. I look forward to seeing you next time on Intensity Training Part 2.